we're back.
Are we on?
Hi.
Whoop. Mead, Metal, and MMA podcast. Welcome, you cretins.
My voice is better this week.
Yeah, I guess there's
Much to the dismay of the realm.
people aggravated. It's like, God, Brandon sounds like shit. Why'd you guys do a podcast? Because we care.
That's right, because I love you all individually for different reasons.
In very individual ways.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to derail quickly tonight, I have a feeling. It's good to be back. Let's talk about all of our fun issues of the day. We obviously break it down into three different segments, talking about Mead, talking about metal, talking about MMA, which, frankly, I've got very little in the tank this evening. Not because I don't care, but I've just been busy this week.
I've been a little busy, too.
Well, you've been busy fighting off the demon.
Dying, you know.
Did you have to call in like a Catholic priest, like out of The Exorcist?
They don't answer my calls no more, man. That whole thing, you don't cry shit wolf.
So Brandon's like kicked the pneumonia or plague or whatever it was.
Chest cold. Call it gnarly chest cold.
It was pretty bad. I know that.
Yeah.
So we'll move right into the show. Mead this week. We've got very little to talk about on that. I know we've been promising we were going to start a batch of what Brandon calls the Vanilla Dream or whatever.
Cream Dream. Vanilla Cream Dream. Or Dreamsicle, but I think we're going Runestone.
Yeah, probably. We haven't quite got there yet because, frankly, I am too lazy to go to the store and buy 15 pounds of Texas honey.
You motherfucker.
I know. So what I intend to do is that's going to get done this week. My problem is when Brandon's not around, I'm not inspired to do Mead.
Which is funny because I don't really feel like I'm a very inspirational person at all.
Nah, well, at least it keeps me like my mindset on, oh, yeah, we got shit to do, so, by the way.
Keep eye on the prize mode. Okay. All right. Yeah,
you know, I mean, so like whether it's you around or whether it's our third Brett, one of the two of you has to be around to keep my ass
Brett,
in line.
if you're listening, you need to crack that whip, man, when I'm down in the game.
Yeah, so we are going to start that batch, and no, it'll be a July finish date at this point. 2017 is going to be a wash for us. I have a weird feeling.
We haven't even really racked the experimental yet.
No, we just pulled a couple of test pulls from it and went, man, that's great. Yeah, let's start that. Here we are weeks later, month later. We're still not there.
Look, folks, we get lazy sometimes.
A little. Well, life gets in the way. Life gets in the way. And I realize that some of you might say, well, I thought you said it only takes like about an hour and a half, 2 hours of like sanitizing and getting a batch loaded and everything else. And then after that, it does its own work. To you people, I would say stop listening so intently.
Exactly. I can't even add anything to that. Just stop.
Yeah. So anyway, before I depress myself, let's move to the next phase. Metal.
I've been listening to some of the heaviest metal I've ever listened to while sick.
I have a feeling you're either lying or maybe you're telling. I don't know. I can't read you on this one.
Well, I tried. Actually, I really tried. There's a Cradle Filth album I used to listen to in high school. It's an EP from the Cradle to Enslave. There's a song on there that's like a good blend of abrasiveness and beauty. Just wasn't doing nothing for me, so I swapped out and started listening to Primus and Star Trek audiobooks. Man, it was perfect.
That's an odd assortment.
On shuffle. So I wasn't because I have like 40 Star Trek books on my laptop.
All right.
And every Primus album. So it's like here's Jerry was a race car driver, and then you hear like the third part to the William Shatner Star Trek trilogy.
Okay.
Actually, his books are quite good. And he reads them.
I don't know. I'll have to check that out.
Having Captain Kirk.
My problem is I've been trying to catch up on podcasts. Rogan started going, remember back when Joe Rogan used to do podcasts that were like an hour and a half, and then they went to like 2 hours, and then they kind of snuck their way up to about 3 hours. Here lately, they've all been 4 hours. I don't have a half a work day to commit to listening to a podcast.
I think it's because of what's going on in the world. There's just too much to talk about.
Maybe. I mean, I had to listen to the Steven Crowder one, which, by the way, you told me was going to be an uncomfortable listen, and it was.
Do you think Joe comes off looking like a dick or Crowder?
Both.
That's the right answer.
I have a job in terrestrial radio, and the worst thing you can do is to talk over each other, and that was pretty much part and parcel of that whole podcast.
Yeah, that and booze didn't help either.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. I mean, and generally, I mean, Rogan kind of knows his audience or his guest, and usually, if he gets that little gentleman jack, okay, then things kind of get a little bit more easygoing and everything else.
Free flowing, sure.
And it didn't. It actually had the opposite effect on this one. It had the angry drunk effect. So
yeah, well, Joe, I mean, that's something Joe is super passionate about is marijuana on all fronts.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and Crowder's like very much. He kept saying, "Look, I don't have a dog in the fight. I don't care."
Yeah, but then he pulls up like 20 papers he wrote about the same subject. He's like, "Oh, I don't give a shit about it, but look at all this fucking thing, all this work I've done."
Yeah. No, that's a good point. So I don't know. It was an uncomfortable podcast. I had to listen to it. I got that out of the way finally last night, and that thing's like over a week old. That's fine. And now I can get back to the greener pastures of Neil deGrasse Tyson. So, I mean, that's kind
of... the one with Dominic Cruz ain't bad. It's just nice to hear Dominic talk about his loss to Garbrandt.
Well, that taken bad. Okay.
It ain't bad. Yeah, I mean, it is a humble Dominic Cruz. You're getting too. Yeah, very humble.
Because I was kind of worried about that because I was wondering if he was going to come off like, every fighter's going to lose a fight. But.
Joe asked him, how the fight's over. It's been a while. How do you feel about it now?
Okay.
And Dominic Cruz went on this 20-minute tirade about everything that had nothing to do with what Joe asked him. And as soon as he's done, he's like, okay, so how do you feel after the fight? How do you feel the fight went? Tell me everything.
Right.
And he did. I mean... He was talking about how Cody basically has followed him since junior high, watching his shit.
Yeah,
and he's a monster. He's a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, no. I think that guy is going to sit there at the top.
Which, by the way, welcome to the MMA aspect of our show.
Yeah. We kind of evolved it, didn't we?
Yeah, from podcast to MMA.
That guy's going to be at the top of the bantamweight division for a long time, unless he makes a big mistake.
Unless Dillashaw comes and does something about it.
Man, I love T.J. Dillashaw, but I don't know he's got an answer for Cody Garbrandt.
God, you got two of the best movers in the bantamweight division.
You ain't kidding.
Outside of Dominic Cruz, I mean, credit where credit's due.
That guy is the best mover, but talk about raw
Garbrandt
power.
Made him look dumb.
Power, absolutely. Look, the favorite fighter I've got, Anthony Rumble Johnson. That's how that guy's career evolves. Is the fact he may not move the best, but God damn it, you don't want him hitting you in the mouth.
He makes you move.
Yeah. Back to the metal side, Mastodon. They released another new single the other day.
Oh, they did?
Yeah. I'm looking forward to that record more and more. That's coming out here in the next few weeks. So
I think it comes out before Paul Bearer's.
Yeah, mid March, because Paul Bearer's comes out March 31st?
March 24th.
24th, and Mastodon's the week before. So check that out. There's great things getting ready to happen in doom metal, or just metal if you want to call it that, because when you have Mastodon and you've got Paul Bearer and both of them putting out records within a week of each other, that's Christmas time. That's Christmas time in March.
Good 7-day stretch right there.
So looking forward to that. Anything else?
Well, we could talk more about this Winter Sun Indiegogo campaign that you know nothing about because you're fucking banned.
I got banned by the front man in Winter Sun about a year ago.
So yeah, they have this Indiegogo campaign which kicks off March 1st, which you can go.
Trying to get a new studio or
well, this is basically get that gold-plated studio for Yari. And but they're offering you music in exchange for your donation.
Well, that's a ideal concept out of a band, isn't it?
Yeah, something called the Forest Package, the highest quality experience for Winter Sun's new album.
There's never going to be a time to, will there?
Well, this is Yari has gone on record to say this is so y'all can have time to.
So the record that was already written and ready to go and was going to come out 6 months after Time One back in 2014 is now being leveraged as something.
It's being held hostage by the fucking creator.
You know, it makes my hair hurt. You know, it really does. I appreciate it. Look, the first record they'd put out,
Winter Madness, is
just that one. If this had been the old days of cassettes, I would have had to have bought 3 cassettes of how many times I played through that thing and would have wore the tape out.
Winter Madness is a damn great album.
Thankfully, it's digital. So when I ended up wrecking my last PC that used to keep count on spins, on that particular incarnation of iTunes, I mean, I was over 1,000 some odd spins. I mean, talk about. I mean, that was one that got played every day after I got home from work. It'd get played 5 times on Saturday, whatever.
I actually first heard that first Winter Sun album on my Guitar Hero clone. It was like in a bundle of songs I'd gotten to play on the game, and one was Winter Madness by Winter Song. I was just like, I mean, I couldn't play at the time because it was too fucking fast, but it was a great fucking song.
It was kind of weird because you and I used to have casual beers together once in a while, but it's kind of one of those that I was kind of complaining about the fact that there's not enough exposure to some of the acts I want to see. It was some weird thing over social media, and I'd said something along the lines that, well, we need more like Winter Sun or something like that. And you're like, I'm the only guy in Portal that's probably even heard of that band. So,
yeah, I mean, well, that's true. I'd only probably heard of them for about a month before that.
Yeah, so it is what it is, and unfortunately, then the front man Yari ended up getting a real complex. He can't record in somebody else's studio. He has to have his own studio, as all bands do.
Right.
Get the hell out of here.
I mean, I want to hear this new Four Seasons. I want to hear it. Of course, I want to hear it. And apparently, the Force package has something to do. They're putting out Time 1.5. I think that's going to be the other half of the Force package. You're going to get the new album, Four Seasons, and Time with some other shit on it.
I just absolutely. I don't know if you're trying to make me loathe a band. There's no quicker way to do it.
Of course, I fucking completely understand. The fact though that they finally have some music to actually use as a bartering tool, that goes a bit with me. Like, we're gonna get some new Winter Sun music. It's not the music we deserve, but it's what we're gonna get.
Well, before I got barred, by the way, before I got kicked out of their stuff,
a long time, dude. How long has it been since you?
It's been about a year.
Gosh, we should have a meeting. Yeah.
But up to that point, dude's whipping out some of these guitars that he's having done and all this other stuff, and the rest of the band, instead of look, if you're playing with old beater stuff, that's fine. But these guys have been playing with top of the line shit for years and years and years, over a decade, ever since he got fired from Insafirum. Fine. But they're brandishing gear. I mean, the dude's playing about a $6,000 guitar, hand carved and everything else. Fine. But why not utilize some of that money? I think the priorities are out of whack a little bit.
Yeah, that, and Yari does not know how to sell things.
I got to close the door. The damn dogs are throwing a fit.
While Kevin's away, I'd just like to let you all know that it's great to be able to talk to you again without sounding like
you could have relayed the whole thing of what the injustice that was created upon me.
Dude, I'm talking to the people.
Dogs going wild. But yeah, no, it's fine. I wish them the best, but oh my goodness.
The heater came on too.
Well, yeah, but that's a necessity.
Yeah, it is kind of chilly today.
So you're going to hear a little bit of a in the background. That's fine.
I will get the new Winter Sun album. I'll get you a copy since I'm sure you can't order it from them since they're selling it.
Blacklisted, probably.
We're gonna put this on Twitter and I'm gonna tag Yari and be like, dude, come on, give me a call. Let's get Kevin back on that Facebook page. I think we can work something out.
It's fine. It's fine. Actually, but that's all right. Actually, that'd be kind of a funny little dig because I know the guy did it. I know he did it individually.
Oh yeah, he read your comment and banned you.
Yeah, so that's fine.
That's far bigger than being able to follow a band on social media. I have to admit, if Metallica were to ban me from their Facebook page, I could die a happy man.
Yeah.
Knowing that I pissed one of them off enough to be like, nope, fuck that guy.
No, it'd be one thing if I was trolling. I wasn't even trolling. I was just pointing out.
You were saying
when it's time to come
No,
out.
the thing was, you were saying what everybody else was saying, only you were more contrite. Well, not contrite. You were more concise and to the point. Everyone else is like, fuck that, man. Do time too. It's the same rabble.
Yeah.
Where you read one, it's like, oh, wow, this is just basically a well-worded way of telling me to get to work and give us the album that we want. No, fuck that guy. Too smart. Done.
Gone. Yep. So, all right. That's fine. I'm moving on to bigger and better things because we have Paul Bear and Mastodon coming up the next month. So.
Absolutely.
MMA. Let's get to that. I mean, we kind of got sidetracked into it. But
that might be the longest metal sesh.
Yeah, probably not. Actually,
and the one with most passion. Well, when Paul
which
Bear.
Actually, by the way, and fans over in Lubbock, the fans of the Spoon, Texas Cafe, used to have a lot of rock bands, a lot of rock blues. The guy that was I think he was the program director, I believe, at KJDL over there, Texas Red Dirt Station. He's like a co-owner of the thing.
Yeah.
And I've noticed now they're bringing in tonight, like Brandon Stedman. They're probably going to have a lot more Red Dirt bands coming through there, not as many rock bands. I could be wrong, but I'm going to be kind of interested to see. I kind of want to see the lineup of what's coming up, because
if 94.5 FMX has anything to say about it, it'll be nothing but Volbeat and Five-Finger Death Punch this summer.
No, that's what Jake's is for.
Oh, God. See, I'm already about to throw up just talking about this, too, man.
Although you've pointed out before, like, if you can guarantee if there's going to be a metal appearance in Lubbock, that's going to be...
You cannot go to a concert in Lubbock, Texas without seeing Hell Yeah. You're going to see Hell Yeah. Just for some strange reason, they're going to be on the bill.
I'm waiting to see if they're going to do another, they did like a weird little metal fest thing summer before last over at the amphitheater.
The purple thing? Purple party?
Purple helmet
Party? That's all I remember from it.
Really, the entire city of Lubbock's going to be outside this place with pitchforks and
bring it
torches
on.
like outside of Frankenstein's castle.
I'd write you directions if you could read.
Oh, God. Let's move to the MMA portion.
I think we're really about to.
I think the invite's been thrown out there.
I don't think I can go to Lubbock to the brewery, man.
Probably not. I think we're probably banned from there as well. They're probably going to point Yari as
fucking
mayor.
banned by winter, son. Get banned by a whole city.
All right, fights last week. The UFC, in their infinite wisdom, had another fight on a Sunday.
Yeah, actually, it was a really good night of fights from what I read. I did get to see Derek Lewis do what he do. Nearly shit himself doing it, but
well, almost. Or he had to. I mean,
he said it was shits. I think that was liver pain.
That was exactly what that was.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, we're going straight to the main event, so I guess if we're going to get that.
That's all I remember from it.
What was the co-main? Apparently, it was so great.
Rousey Tate 4?
No. Apparently, it was so great, I socked it away and went, yeah, this is what we need to talk about coming up on the next podcast, because it was actually a couple of big names, I thought. I've worked an entire week since
the Johnny Hendricks fight.
Oh, well, okay, because Hendricks won, so I went,
banished from memory. Got like a 6-month layoff, too, for breaking his hand, I think.
Yeah, he looks good at middleweight.
Still saying Lombard was robbed.
No. Hendricks won that fight. I think Lombard won the first round. Hendricks won the next two. Hendricks looks really good at middleweight, but again, he was fighting a welterweight that moved up to middleweight, too.
Yeah, but the thing is, it seems even like the middleweight cut's kind of a big deal for him.
He's a very undersized middleweight.
Yeah. That reach don't mean dick no more now. I
mean, that's the whole thing. He said he's excited about going back to the gym and training again. Yeah, okay, because you're going to need it. Because, man, there are some middleweights that are – I mean, Luke Rockhold is going to throw him around like a rag doll.
Yeah. Oh, no doubt. And that guy – I mean, Rockhold has not fought since Bisping.
Yeah, since his loss.
What the fuck is up with that shit?
AKA.
Oh, right.
See?
They know how to protect their people.
American Kickboxing Association, their gym is notorious for people not doing too many title offenses. So, and once they lose, then they go off the page for a year. So.
Yeah, you know, speaking of AKA, I'm kind of worried if Cain Velasquez is ever going to return.
No, I don't. Well, maybe, but
I don't think he can stay healthy long enough to fight.
Well, he's been damaged for what, 4 years?
But most of his injuries that he sustains in camps, they keep him on the shelf for a long time. Very long time.
I don't know. There's something weird going on. Dana White said the same thing. He kind of called out AKA, and you might recall that 2 years ago. And he said, I don't know what they're doing at AKA, but they need to knock it off because he has a business to run. So
yeah, I mean, he's got people to please. Well, now he probably doesn't give a shit, but.
Well, we got Cormier Rumble coming up here before long. So
April.
We will see. We'll see because, if Cormier pulls out of that one again, man, they're going to make Rumble the interim champ, and they're going to have to set it up.
Fuck that. You strip.
Really? Well, yeah, I guess
you got to. You got to.
But there is no interim right now.
Well, that's exactly what we need, too, is another interim champion.
Do you see Cormier getting out with an injury, and then you got John Jones coming back in July fighting Rumble for the championship?
That would be one way to get that belt off Cormier. He'll be ready to go in July.
Maybe. God, we're jumping all over the place now. I do want to talk about the Travis Brown Derek Lewis fight on Sunday.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I think Travis Brown he hurt him pretty good in the first round, and I think that he was really kind of still bringing the fight in the second. For a guy that was supposed to be a world changer at heavyweight, he looked very pedestrian. Even in the first, even when he had Lewis rocked a little bit.
I don't think we see Travis Brown in the UFC again.
Do you think he's going to go Bellator?
I think after this, he's going to be on the shelf for 6 months. I think he's going to be added to the Bellator heavyweight division. He's got to, man. He has no future in the UFC right now.
Well, I don't know. So
Still
I've come up
fighting
with
out of Glendale, Arizona.
Well, I've come up with some interesting things, though, of things that are less than what you expect them to be. And I put it all under the brokerage of Bellator. So say you go to a bar and you order a nice fine draw of Shiner Bock, and they bring you a Bud Light.
No
You've just had a Bellator.
You've been Bellapored, bitch.
Say if you... I don't even know if I can get through this. Say you go and you show up and, you're going to go see a show, and they're saying, yeah, it's $5 at the door, and you show up, and it's not even going to be the bands you want to see. You've just had a Bellador.
Oh, okay, hold on. I got one. I just made one up. Okay, check it out. You wanted to go to Walmart to buy booze, but you ended up at Walgreens. You just got Bella stored.
Well, you go out and you get yourself a $150 escort for the evening, and it turns out it's a $20 truck stop lady. You just got yourself a Bella whore.
Ooh. Well, now, Bella whore sounds all right. See, now that's a dangerous word right there.
I don't know how the hell we get off. Derek Lewis at the end of the Travis Brown fight basically assumes the whole thing is that whatever Travis Brown's got becomes his because he starts wondering where Ronda Rousey's at. About the time that Brian Stan doesn't even know what to say.
And I think I didn't know if there was going to be any repercussion for Derek Lewis. Be like, yeah, I'm really glad the ref let that fight go a little longer because I really wanted to basically beat the shit out of Travis Brown, who's a wife beater.
Yamasaki had a terrible stop.
Bad night.
That's like a Mazzagatti kind of stoppage.
I mean, and I think Derek Lewis called it when Travis Brown goes deer-legged.
Yeah.
That's when you know it's time to attack.
You can't let a heavyweight even. I mean, that's a lot of times. There are some people in the heavyweight division complain once in a while, say, hey, man, they didn't give me a chance to fight back. There's a reason why.
Yeah,
Travis Brown was prostrate upon the ground.
And your ass can come back in 2 or 3 months and fight again. Where Travis Brown, I don't know. I don't think we're going to see him again.
I don't know.
I'd like to be wrong because the heavyweight division UFC, Derek Lewis is kind of making it a little interesting.
Now, Derek Lewis gets my gold star of the year, though, for post-fight interview.
But
we'll see.
Derek Lewis,
he set the bar.
Derek Lewis against anybody in the top 5, I just don't see it happening. I see Derek Lewis gassing and getting beat
Fabricio
up.
Verdum will make him look silly,
Yeah.
I think. All you got to do is weather that first round.
Yeah, absolutely.
But then again, that's what I thought. That's what I thought Travis Brown had to do. And look, I'm sitting here looking like an idiot.
He got through the first round looking great.
Yeah.
I mean, the first round, I was like, that's Travis's round right there. And he's going to that front kick, which, I mean, that's what he knocked out. That's what he knocked out over him with.
Yep.
Was that front kick right to the maw. And then that second round came around, and he looked like old Travis Brown. He looked like the same one.
He looked kind of bad coming off of a clinch, and Derek Lewis got a good shot in on him.
And ground and pound with Derek Lewis, you want nothing part of that. You want nothing to do with that.
Oh, shit, we're out of time. Okay, now that we've pissed off half of planet Earth.
Well, hopefully I just pissed off Lubbock.
Well,
which Lubbock, I'd like to close with this in Lubbock. This is my apology letter. Lubbock, you know I love you. I've been inside you many years, many times. The first time, of course, was when I was supposed to go see Drowning Pool, but then the lead singer died. Got to see Rob Zombie instead. That was pretty good. And your strip clubs and your weird access to beer and outside the city limits, it was near and dear to my heart. I don't blame Lubbock. I blame Lubbock metal.
Well, but it's a newer, kinder Lubbock now because you can buy beer in the city limits. So.
Oh, well, it's fucking over then. The good times are over.
Well,
FMX, shut your doors.
No,
Turn off your radio.
They're fine.
Listen to The Wolf. That's music.
Wow, you're endorsing.
I'm plugging 102.3 The Wolf.
I'll be damned. All right.
Because they play Alice in Chains and Metallica from '95, so I'm pretty happy about that.
Well, easy to please.
Hey, it's easier to get through life that way.
We're going to go ahead and close her out and call it a day.
Yeah, boy, that good Mexican speed really helped this episode go by faster than most.
Well, I was all in for like, hey, let's do like a 5-minute podcast, call it a day, because I hadn't done a whole lot of research on anything. But hey, it's a Friday, so
we either get it from the text or it comes from the heart, and I think this week came from the heart.
That's what it was. All right, you bastards. We'll have a good weekend and a great week. No fights this weekend, at least in the UFC anyway. And next weekend, though, we've got a huge Saturday shaping up.
That's right.
It'll be the Woodley and Wonderboy fight.
Woodley Wonderboy and Habib and El Kukui.
Yeah, we'll talk about that on Friday. I don't want to go stealing my own thunder yet.
No. We got to rock our picks next week.
Yeah, that's it. All right. Well, have fun. Don't do anything illegal, or if you do it smart. And I don't know. I'm not advocating, but
I'm always advocating.
All right. Well, make sure to keep on rocking in the free world, and we'll see you idiots next week.
Night, friends.